So you're watching Apple TV and you hit rewind, and suddenly subtitles will appear for the part that you just missed. It's very tiny and almost invisible, but this is one of the best and smartest UX features I've ever witnessed during my time watching streaming platforms. So we've all been there. Someone mumbles, a character whispers, or a car might drive past outside. Now we're rewinding just to catch that one line of dialogue. And what most apps will force you to do is either rewind again, manually enable subtitles, or just hope that what was said didn't even matter at all. Now the best features are not loud at all. They quietly address the problems you didn't realize you had. But you see, Apple TV does something smarter, and it assumes one simple truth. You probably hit rewind because you missed what was said, obviously. And that's why Apple TV built a micro feature that almost no one talks about. Temporary subtitle. No navigation menus, no toggling of anything, just subtitles that appear for the part you missed and fade away. Too smooth. Now some people might say, it's just subtitles, who cares? But that's not the point. Subtitles are cool when they're wanted, but when they're always on, they're distracting and they kind of break immersion. You kind of don't feel like you're engaged in a TV show if you're always keeping your eye on words. So Apple asks the deeper question: when do users actually need subtitles? And why would someone only rewind for 10 or 20 seconds? So let's explore why this tiny feature is a masterclass in user-centered design and why every product team should be studying it. So I'll be honest, when I first used the feature, I didn't really pay much attention. I just thought, yeah, that's kind of cool. But then a week later, I actually needed it and I couldn't hear what was happening, and I used the feature again and I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. Then I just thought some designer, product manager, engineer, data analyst, whoever at Apple was definitely internet ready and understood the customer behavior behind the action. So let's break down the action. Why do people even rewind? Could be missed dialogue, multitasking, background noise, complex scenes, or just quiet audio. Rewinding is a signal, not of confusion, but of miscomprehension. Now, where most platforms treat a rewind as an isolated action, Apple treats this as an event with a deeper meaning, a data point that suggests a moment of friction or a user crying out for help saying, hey, I missed this, what happened? And Apple responds automatically like, listen, we got you. Now here's the interesting part from a data perspective. Every rewind is a behavioral data point. And if you're a product manager, you probably call this implicit user intent, which is what the user means, even when they didn't explicitly say it. Now Apple isn't reading your mind, they're reading your actions. And trust me, your actions tell Apple way more than your settings will ever do. Imagine how powerful this is at scale. Thousands of users rewinding at the same time. That can really tell you a lot about the audio clarity, dialogue pacing, and even the scene design. Good UX removes friction. Great UX, however, removes thought itself. This feature doesn't require a toggle, doesn't require you to make a choice, doesn't require you to make a decision at all. It gives you what you need before you even articulate your need. Now, isn't that what technology is for? Now, Apple have absolutely cleaned it when it comes to product excellence here. The feature anticipates intent, it adds value without adding noise, and it disappears when you don't need it anymore. Now, this is what creates a premium experience. It respects your time and it values your attention. And here's the actual fact. This feature solves the exact problem subtitles were actually designed for, but only at the moment you need them. Now, there are edge cases, of course. Sometimes you rewind for the action, not the dialogue. Sometimes you're rewinding to watch a funny moment, and sometimes you're rewinding just out of habit, all of which can cause friction in the user experience if you actually don't want to see the subtitles. But these might be acceptable trade-offs because the default behavior generally matches the user intent. However, if you just wanted your subtitles gone completely, including the temporary subtitles, there's definitely a setting for that. So is it perfect? No, I don't think so. But perfection wasn't the goal. The goal was to simply help you in the exact 5 to 10 seconds that you needed help. So what can we learn from this as product people utilizing data to make the next decisions? And when I say product people, I literally mean anyone that's working on a product right now, be it physical or digital, and wants to constantly iterate to provide a better product or a better experience for their users. So number one, observe natural behavior. Don't just rely on what the user says. Observe what they actually do. The data is 100% real. Number two, understand the intent behind the actions. Rewinds aren't random, they're full of meaning. Dive deep into the user's shoes and simulate actions to understand the motivations behind them. Side note, you should definitely be using the product that you're working on. This allows you to understand user behavior on a more personal level. The actions you took, the pain points you faced, these will ring true when you're actually looking at the user data, and you'll start to understand why users are doing the things they're doing. Number three, build micro features that reduce friction. Sometimes the biggest impact comes from the smallest touches. And in an online world with so many choices, friction can lead to loss of attention and potentially churn. And we do not want churn. Apple TV's temporary subtitle feature isn't flashy at all. It wasn't a massive update, and it's not even something they advertise heavily. I don't even know if they advertise it at all, but it quietly solves a real human problem. And that's what the best product features do. It's thoughtful, it's invisible, and it's just UX perfection. See, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you think anyone else would benefit from this video, please also share it with them. It will be much appreciated. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.